More threats from Donald Trump to the press, to prosecutors, to witnesses. When will any of these folks do anything about this? The New York Times acts like it's just not happening. Both sides, right? Donald Trump said a couple mean things today. They weren't so nice. Joe Biden's old. What is wrong with you? Hey guys, he called you enemies of the people. You ever look back in time? You ever see the movie Killing Fields about the journalists in under the Khmer Rouge? Yeah, authoritarian regimes really don't tend to like journalists. And when they refer to you as enemies of the people, you want your family next to me in the bunk bed? You want them on that cattle car? You dumb because that's where we're headed. And he just keeps going. Already, his sister, Marion Trump Berry, a former corrupt judge, passed away at the age of 86. You'd think, oh, he might put out condolences. Maybe he'd feel bad about it. No, that's not what he's talking about. Here's what he sent out when his sister died. Quote, deranged Jack Smith, Andrew Weissman, Lisa Monaco, the, quote, team of losers and misfits, unquote, from Crew. Why, when he makes things up, does he feel a need to quote them? The man, if he rubbed 3 brain cells together, he'd have to get 2 from other people. In any case, the team of losers and misfits from Crew and all the rest of the radical left zealots and thugs who've been working illegally for years to, quote, take me down, will end up because of their suffering from a horrible disease, Trump derangement syndrome. Yeah, I have Trump derangement syndrome. I also have Hannibal Lecter derangement syndrome. I've got Genghis Khan derangement syndrome. I've got Son of Sam derangement syndrome. There's something about sociopaths, murderers, dictators, and evil people that gets most of us to hate them.
If Russia attacks my country, you will not be there? That's right. That's what it means. I will not protect you. Viktor Orban. Did anyone ever hear of him? He's probably like one of the strongest leaders anywhere in the world. And he's the leader of, right? He's the leader of Turkey. They used to write nothing about me. Now I average probably about 4 or 5 stories a day on the front page. Someday they're going to give me a good one. Watch. It might be tomorrow.
Nobody's deranged because they loathe your bottom-feeding, lowest form of scum family. You're literally the worst people alive. And yet, we have the derangement. And now we have the newest missive vomited out of that mass cranium of his.
Move your head! Look at the size of that boy's head. Shh. I'm not kidding, it's like an orange on a toothpick.
You're gonna give the boy a complex.
Well, that's a huge noggin. It's a virtual planetoid. Has its own weather system.
Hid, peeper, now. Donald Trump has an enormous head, not just because of his hair, but again, the piss cotton candy Wolverine thing. Incredible. But let's get to the point here. Look, here he goes again. When will the prosecution throw him in prison like they would anybody else doing this? Threatening prosecutors, threatening jurors, threatening witnesses. Fake news CNN, oh, here he is, just did a story leaked by deranged prosecutor Jack Smith, attacking the prosecutor, and his massive team of radical lunatics that various people saw papers in boxes at Mar-a-Lago. Of course they did. They have been the boxes, etc. Sorry, it's hard for me to read like non-English. I don't know what this is. It's a different dialect, certainly, that were openly and plainly brought to the White House, as is my right under the Presidential Records Act. It is not. I even supplied, upon request, security tapes and these election-interfering thugs. I don't know what he's saying there. Not true. He kept denying and refusing to give stuff back to the National Archives, all the stuff he stole. Is this really breaking news? No, it's breaking fake news. Oh, he's so creative. But what about all the papers, boxes, documents found at numerous crooked Joe Biden places? It seems like he's having a stroke or something there. I could go on reading through this. 100,000 investigating me on this phony Russia, except for the kneeling before him and like Zod at Helsinki and all the private meetings where they kicked out the translators and like the 50 people on Trump's staff who have been indicted or investigated for their connections to Russia, and obviously everything else that we know that Trump has is Putin's basically. Come on. I get it. He's a president. Presidents get treated a little differently. Enough. Maybe you can't, I'm not asking you to put him in general population. There has to be a county jail somewhere where he can spend a night by himself. You have to at least be able to take away his little addiction there in between, like with all the greasy KFC fingers sitting there on his phone, tweeting out stupid shit. Mueller did not take this threat seriously enough. Okay. Garland has not taken this threat seriously enough. Jack Smith is doing his best and doing a great job, but they're not even taking this threat seriously enough when they're not willing to make the man pay, suffer consequences, which is the only language he knows. Save our republic. Guys, thanks for watching this. I am at Schecter here on YouTube. Please subscribe, turn on notifications. You can catch me at Cliff Schecter on Twitter, at Cliff D. Schecter on Threads, and all the other places I'm on social media you can find me. Thanks again for watching, and go out there and make a difference today, guys.